I posted a comment on Facebook the other day about the spinnerbaits I was buying, Mr. Super Bass there at Green Top here in Richmond, Virginia. But I had some questions about, do I prefer a Colorado blade or a Double Willow, and when do I like to throw each one? And so I'm just going to go over a few things that help me make my decision on when I'm going to throw and what I'm going to throw. But if I'm fishing shallow, like here on the James River or any other lake across the country, if I'm fishing shallow and it's dirty water, that's when I'm going to go with the Colorado blade right there. And I mean, that's just a 1 ounce spinnerbait with a Colorado blade. That's a size 6. But usually I'm going to be throwing that when usually between 1 and 5 foot of water, basically, and just slow rolling it as slow as I can on the bottom. And I like to throw that a lot more when the water temp is low and cold, basically 50 and lower. I like to throw the big single Colorado blade, and especially if it's muddy, but it's more for shallow water conditions. Once water starts warming up and the fish are a little more aggressive, I'll pick up a Double Willow, and this is just a 1/2 ounce Mr. Super Bass, and I usually throw a different style swim bait trailer on the back of that. But when I'm throwing the Double Willow, I kind of like to throw that, because I like to fish that a little faster, and but I'll fish it anywhere from a foot of water all the way down to 35 foot of water. I love throwing a 1 ounce or a 3/4 ounce spinnerbait, and I like to put the big willow blades on there and just heave it out there and just slow roll it on the bottom. But when I go to the Double Willow, it's usually I'm fishing cleaner water, and the bass are usually more aggressive once it starts warming up a little more. Because I'm going to fish it a lot faster. I'll still slow roll it too, 5-6 feet deep. But again, if the water's muddy, I like to go with a gold blade. Usually 90% of the time I'm throwing a mixed blade, a silver with a gold. But when it starts getting muddy and it also starts getting colder too, I'll throw bigger blades on these. I like to upsize the blade, especially in muddy water. But like I said, I'll fish this anywhere from a foot down to 25-30 feet deep, just upsize the weight of the spinnerbait. But again, both are good no matter what. The Colorado blade is more specific of shallow muddy water. Warm water, you can throw it too, but I find I get more bites with it in colder water and throwing it, 1 to 5 feet deep. And the Double Willow Blade, I can use that all year long. As it gets colder, I like to upsize the blades. In the summertime, I like to upsize the blade and the weight of the spinnerbait, just because I like to slow roll it. Not a lot of people do that anymore. It's still a great technique, slow rolling spinnerbaits off of points, off of offshore structure, things like that. So just to recap, like I said, basically once it starts warming up, I like to go to a Double Willow. 1/2 ounce is typically what I'm throwing. Sometimes I'll throw a 3/8 or a 3/4, and then as I start getting offshore, I'll up the blades, things like that, things you can mess around with too. And then again, when it starts getting later in the year or early spring, where it's water temps in the 45s, 50s, I'm going to get, and it's muddy, I'm going to be going to that, single Colorado, size 6, size 5, 3/4 ounce to 1 ounce spinnerbait. And again, that's just a shallow water, slow rolling technique that I like to do. So go out there, give it a try. It's a good technique. Not a lot of people do the slow rolling of the spinnerbait, out deep off of offshore structure, especially in the summertime. So go give it a try. Go ahead, go down, hit the subscribe button, like the channel, keep following me. Getting ready to get going here soon. Season's gonna be kicking off. I'm excited about it. Thank you guys. Tight lines to you, and I'll see you guys next time.